Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to try out a new eyeshadow palette, and this one is from Rude Cosmetics. To be honest with you, I have not heard Rude Cosmetics ever at all. I might have seen like a few people mention it online, but I have no idea what they are. So when I was just casually browsing into one of the New Zealand based websites that I normally order my drugstore products from, I came across this eyeshadow palette and I thought I would grab it because it has like beautiful sets of colors. So you have all pretty much the colors of the rainbows, some shimmers, some mattes, and apparently Rude Cosmetics is a Korean brand. I may be wrong, but yeah, so without further ado, let's hop right into the video. So this eyeshadow palette has got a French name, so it's this one right here. I'm not even gonna try to say this, and it comes in a cardboard packaging. It's very colorful, and you have the Rude on top. This one has got a slogan. It says makeup with attitude, which I thought was very appropriate with this colors right here. Now this eyeshadow palette comes with a film as per eyeshadow palettes. I believe I paid around $30 New Zealand with this eyeshadow palette. So here are the shades, and as you can see, it's so pretty. It's very vibrant, and it's probably one of the most colorful eyeshadows I own. So this eyeshadow palette has got 30 eyeshadow colors, and it is ranging from shimmers to mattes to some metallics. I'm not gonna swatch the entire shades because we're just gonna take forever, so I'm only going to focus more on like the brighter shades. Oh, I almost dropped that. So we are going to start with this one right here, which is called Jetador. I don't know, but that nice pink right there. It's a little bit powdery, but that one is very pigmented, and I'm going to swatch this red orange right here, which is called Embrasmoy. I am not good at speaking French, so if I'm butchering that, I'm sorry, but oh my god, that is so vibrant. The next color is this one right here, which is called Jolie. So it's like a mustard yellow. And then we have the shade Inalienable, this one right here, which is a bright turquoise green. And last but not the least, we are going to swatch one of the darker shades. So we will try this one right here called Fantastique, which is that maroon shade. Surprisingly enough, they show up pretty good because I've swatched a few eyeshadows, and most of them, especially when it comes to colors like these, they won't show up as good, but these are what they're looking like, and they're very pigmented. I'm actually quite surprised. So that's a pretty good range of bright colors. Now we're going to move on to the shimmers, which will probably be quite hard because some shimmers might swatch differently because most of them works best with wet base, but we are going to swatch again the brighter shades. So there's this shade right here called Brilliant, and it has like a duochrome in it, and that's what it looks like. Ooh, that's so pretty. It reminds me of the avocado shade from the Shine XO Remix palette. We have this Reviews, so it's that one right there, and then we have this blue and the purple, and then we have this nice green. Looking at that swatches, they're pretty decent. They're not chunky, they're actually very pigmented. So here are the swatches. The lighter shades though, they don't really show up as much, but I mean with that kind of pigment on your first swatch, they're pretty reasonable. As always, it could totally translate differently when it is applied on the eyes. So I actually have no look in mind, but I do know for a fact that I wanted to really use this shade right here, which I have not done in my channel, and maybe incorporate a little bit of like the purples and pinks. We'll see how it goes. Now they say it's better to not set your eyelids, especially when applying shades like this. But because I do have oily lids, I have to set my eyelids. Here called NUE, NUE, which is a nice kind of beigey shade. It could be used as a transition, but because we don't have that white base, then I have to use it. That shade is pretty much the same as my skin tone. For transition shade, I might use this shade right here for now, just to start our transition before going into like the more pinky tone. Wow. That is so pigmented. And they actually blend pretty smoothly. What I am going to do is to dip into the shade right here, which is that pink shade, and I'm going to use maybe a smaller brush and concentrate that right on the crease. The matte shades are a little bit powdery, as you can see that pink there, but as long as it picks up product and it doesn't feel patchy, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to pop that right on my crease. That is so pigmented. And I'm going to go back to that transition shade called Placer and blend the top bit. With the same brush, I am going to go and use this one right here called Cherry. This one, which is a little bit more on the darker pink side, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner. I mean on the outer corner and maybe a little bit in the inner corner of the eye. And then I'm going to go back and pick up this shade right here with the same brush just to blend the top bit. With no product on the brush, I'm going to blend it. I am going to use a concealer and pop that where I want that green to pop. So, and then I'm going to blend that out with a brush. And I'm going to pick up the shade Cherry once again, just to blend the edges. We are going to pick up that shade and pop that in the middle. I am going to pick up more of the Cherry and blend the edges once again. And then use my finger to pop that in the middle. So I'm just gonna quickly pop on some lashes, put on my full face of makeup, and then we will come back to finish off the lower lash line. So just pop on my base. So now what I'm going to do is to finish up the lower lash line. So I am going to pick up that Jet Adore, which is that one right there, with the same small brush, and pop that all over the lower lash line. And I'm going to bring it a bit lower so we have the pink peeking through. And then with a different brush, I'm going to pick up the orange shade that we used beforehand, this one right here, and put that with the pink. For shimmer, I want to use this purple shade right here, which is called Loon. That one right there. It has a little bit of blue to it. So what I'm going to do is to pick it up in this. Actually, I'm going to use a detailer brush. So this one right here. And I am going to pick up a little bit of that and pop that through the lower lash line. So it has a nice pop of purple. And for the inner corner highlight, I think I want to go with the green. So I'm going to pop this shade right here on a smaller brush. And that one is called Bon Hoon. For our waterline, I'm going to use this NYX Glam Shadow, and this one is in the shade Enchanting Jade. So this is a nice bright color that will go in with the lid that we have. And then I'm gonna go back to the purple. For the lips today, I might go for a very muted lip since we have a lot of things going on the eyes. I don't want to take away anything from that. So I am going to use the Oak Lip Liner from MAC Cosmetics, and then on top of that, I am going to use the Girl Boss Demi Matte Lip Cream from Australis. Here is my final makeup look. Overall, my thoughts on this eyeshadow palette, I was actually tremendously shocked on how pigmented and how blendable this eyeshadow palette is. The shades that I've tried pretty much blended alright. It definitely created a great gradient and all the colors pretty much corresponds with each other. Just a heads up though, it's powdery on the pan, like especially the shade right here and the purple shade. Once you tap your brush a couple of times, the shadow just goes everywhere. But on the face, it didn't have any fallout whatsoever. It didn't have any like chunkiness, especially the shimmers. For my inner corner, that green right there, I used that without any primer or without any setting spray, and it's pretty much vibrant. The purple though, it looks a little bit shimmery on the pan, but it looked pretty matte on the lid, so just be aware of that. Other than that, this eyeshadow palette is really good. You get a huge mirror and you can pretty much come out with different variations of looks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates and let me know what other looks you want to see from this channel, specifically from this eyeshadow palette. I will catch you on my next video. Bye!